Okay, so hello everyone, good morning and good evening. One second. Yeah, okay. So last class we were actually discussing about the GitHub profile search application. So that demonstrate how to get data from the server and how to call the external API and how to receive data through HTTP module and in the service, and how can we inject that to the component and how the components getting interact with each other and how to display. And we also discussed yesterday that how to display the NGX spinner based on the search query and all this we have discussed yesterday, right? Today we are going to discuss something new concept, that is routing and navigation in the Angular. Okay, so today's concept goes to be one sec.
What is the provider in NG model?
Wider
Provider.
NG model provider.
Do we
Provider is
have
a,
to?
yes. Actually, we have to write the services here as a provider, because service itself is a provider. We just need to configure the name here. Okay, even without also it work in the current
But
Angular
it is
version.
there in somewhere, and
Yeah.
somewhere it is.
Previously we must have to mention the providers array, like the GitHub service and all. But nowadays it is not even provide. Also, it is work. Okay.
Only service we are
Yes, yes,
providing in.
yes. Services we have to provide, and the interceptors we have to provide here in the
Okay.
provider array. Yeah. So today's concept will be Angular with routing. Okay. So what is actually routing? Okay. So we all know Angular came into picture uh, to make an application that is single page application, right? What is single page? Single page means not just the page, just normal a single page. Most of the websites will have a single page, right? It means home page will be same page, contact page, like every section will be on same page. It's not like that. Single page application is not that only one page. Okay. Single page means you have multiple links. You have navbar with multiple links, but whatever the link you click, your page will never refresh. You can just feel like one desktop application. For example, when you open this one, right, this is WebStorm. So this WebStorm is actually desktop application we have installed, right? So in this WebStorm, if I just click on a file, if I open a folder, okay, or I have done some configuration, so whatever you do in this application, you never ever see a page refresh. Okay, of course there is no browser here. Same story in Angular SPA also. Even React also can be done with that is also used to develop a single page application. So you never ever see a page refresh in the entire Angular application. That's called single page application. Okay, single page is not just single page. It is contains a lot of other links, a lot of other navigations and routing links, but you never see a page refresh because it will do internally Ajax call to the server. So you receive data from server, but you never see a page refresh. That's a single page application. Okay, so now today's class in the routing example, as of now what we see single page only. So now you see the real single page application. Okay, here I have a plan. I want to make an application with multiple links. Let me design the application. Let me go to paint. Okay, here I'll just take an application. This is my first page. Okay, home page. In this you will be having navbar. This is the navbar. Okay, in this navbar I just have some one second. So I will be having this like this heading. It's a brand name. That's like Angular routing. Okay. Beside of that, I'll be having multiple links. Just like home link, homepage link, and I also have employees link. I also have something called stocks link. I also have about page, about link. So I have these many links on my navbar. Okay, and what is the concept is whatever the link you click on the navbar, that particular content is going to display on the screen, but you never see a page refresh. And that too, we have learned the HTTP concepts and services, right? So we are going to fetch data from the external server. So when I click on employees, it has to get data from external server, employees information, and stocks also it receive data from server uh, through HTTP. It will display data here from server. So here also HTTP service will be there, HTTP client is there, component is there, and routing is there. Okay, so let's start now. So first of all, okay, we can design this application. Uh, to develop this application, we need some data. Some data should be there online, right? So previously, when we developed the contact app application, that time we have our own local data, right? Users.json, we host it to GitHub, right? This like that, you can mock up some data, some random data you can just mock up, and that you can deploy online. Okay, so I tell you how can you mock up the data. For example, I need some set of employees random information. Okay, so you can generate that random information. There is a website called mockaroo.com. Okay, if you're already my if you're already subscriber of my YouTube channel, I used to mostly I use this website to get some mockup data. So mockaroo.com. So in this mockaroo.com, you can get any kind of raw data, like employees information, product information, stock information, some weather information, like that. So let me generate some mock data, let me deploy online, let me get the URLs of it, and then we'll develop the application. Okay, so what is this Mockaroo is, uh, let me go to a website called Mocha Mockaroo. Okay, some random data generator and API mocking tool. Yep. So this is the website. Here you'll be having a lot of fields and types. You can specify what type of data you wanted. Okay, so whenever you load the application, you get some sort of data. For example, yeah, field name, type, and some options. What is this field name? Actually, simple. When I click on this employee, right? What you're supposed to do, when I click on employees, I want to display one nice array which contains all the employees information. Employees information in the array means, I mean in the table means, it is an array of employees. So I need some data, an array of employees objects. How you get the data is here. Okay, so here they have given a field name and the type. Field name means in that particular object, what could be the fields. So field is first name, last name, email, gender, IP address. These are all the fields. Assume my employee having ID, first name, last name, email, gender, IP address. And also the its type also there. It's a row number ID, first name, last name, email, gender, IP address, like multiple. Okay. So here, if you want to change something, suppose you want to add another field. For example, I want to add country information. I want to have some random countries data. So you can just make your field name as country, and the type you can just select it. There are a lot of different uh, options you have. You can just select something called location country. If I say country, right, so multiple countries will come, and hardly 1,000 rows will come. 1,000 objects will be created randomly with some random data, and each object contains these fields, and you can even order them. So I want first name, last, email, next, like you can order also them. So first you have to finalize what are all the fields required, what type of data required. Okay, I need this information: ID, first name, last name, email, gender, IP address, and country. Okay, fine. Next, once you have finalized the fields for each object, you can just specify the number of rows. For example, I want some 25 rows. Okay, and format. So in which format you want to get the data? In JSON format. Let me select JSON. and array format, and don't include null values. So please don't check this. I don't want empty values. I want some data in that. Okay, and after you have finalized it, you can just download. Okay, it will download the data, and this is your data. Okay, some 25 fields, and first name, last name, email, gender, everything has come automatic, right? Because instead of you create, it will create automatically for us. Okay, and even this ID also you can make some options. I think for ID you can generate some random code. I think it is somewhere, it is there. All, oh, the lot of app ID. Actually, some kind of one second. Function you can make. No, no, no function. Something will be there. Actually, you can do a combination of IDs. But fine. Anyway, I got some number. 1234 number has come. Okay, then that's fine. This number is fine. Okay, I got some data. Assume this is your employees data. Okay, and I also need the stock data. So how to get the stock data is, you can select something. ID is required, and you can select it. There is something called commerce. In this you can find so stock name, and I need a stock market, I need a stock symbol, I need a stock sector, and I need a stock industry, and I need what else? Credit card type, credit card number. I can just say currency code also. Perfect. Now see, stock name. So what is the name you make? Stock underscore name, or everything about stock only. No, I can just say name, and this is market, and this is symbol, because whatever the field name you select, that data will come. See, first name, last name, email. This is what we selected previously. Now I want to select symbol, sector, and industry, and also currency code. Just make code. Okay, fine. Or else let's say currency. But currency filter is there in Angular, so I just make some okay, code. Fine, or currency underscore code. That's my property. Fine. So once you finalize this properties, you can select 25 rows, JSON, no null values, and download. It will download you with some random data. So this is my stock data, name, market, symbol, like that, 25 records. And I have employee data now, and I have this data. But only one thing is this data now in the local. Okay, if data is there in the local, it does not look like you are reading from HTTP and all. So once you download this data to local, you can just what? You can just upload this data to online. Okay, fine. So the next step goes to be, once you have download this, you need to upload this to GitHub so that I'll get the URL to access this. Okay, so what I do is I go to Google. Simple. From this website, you download and upload to GitHub. Gist. So GitHub, Gist. Okay, here let me go to the gist.github.com. Here just starts with employees. So employees hyphen today's data 0 to 10 2020 dot JSON. Okay, and here I'm gonna paste my data. Where is that? Here. I just copy everything. I go to here, and then I'll paste it. Okay, so this data looks clumsy, right? Um, if you wish to upload, okay, fine. At least data is there now. Fine, and then create. You can just select public GIS, create public GIS. You just click on the button. So that is gonna give you the raw data. See, this data has been uploaded, and you want to get the URL of it. Just click on the raw button. Just click on the raw button. Yeah. So your data has been uploaded to online. Okay. So this is my URL. Copy the URL. I just keep my URL somewhere. Next tab here. That is my employees URL, first one. And second one, I want to upload the stock data. Let me copy the complete stock data and go back here. Again, you search for GitHub Gist, go there, create one more, that is stocks dot 02/10/2020 dot JSON, and I'll just make or I'll just make some hyphen and then paste your data. This is my stocks data, like name, sector, symbol, market, and all. Let's click on public guess, public. So your JSON has been uploaded now. So just click on the raw button. So you get the a proper URL to access that. This is your data. So copy the URL. Now go to here. This is my stock URL. So I got both the URLs of it. One is employees data and one is stock data. Fine. So server setup is done because we don't have actually server, but we got some URL to fetch data from there. Okay. So what is the next step? Next step is we have to create certain components. What are the components required? What components means I need multiple components. I need first the navbar component. Okay, just display the navbar. I need a home page component, home. I need employees component. I need stocks component. I need about component. Correct? Okay. So these are the components I wanted. These are all the components. Along with that, I need services also, because if you want to fetch data from this particular URL, you need to have a service for that. So I'll do one thing, separate service for employees data, separate service for stock data. So I say employee dot service to fetch the employee data, and stocks dot service. Okay, let's say stock dot service for stock data. So these components required and these services required. So let's start creating this setup for our application. So I have taken a previous application of GitHub search, and there I have removed all the components, and then I have removed the configuration of the components also in the app module. So I just make a clear app module. NGX filler is there, except that everything I cleared. Okay, GitHub related everything is cleared. Okay, now where you start, you have to create a components folder and everything. Okay, let's do one thing. I will create in the app, right click new directory components. Okay, and I create another folder for services. I create another folder for models. Okay, I have to define the type of each data. This data I want to define the type. Okay, I have 3 folders. So now let's start creating the models. Well, let's start creating the components. How to create? Right click on this components and open in terminal. Okay, and how to create and what components required. We need where is that? Paint. Now bar home employee stocks about these 5 required. Okay, go back here. So first ng gc navbar. Just say navbar, enter. So navbar is one component. Why taking much time? Come on. Net is there. Na? Still okay, it's created. Fine. And then what? Ng gc homepage. Just say home, enter. Okay, next nggc employees nggc employees, enter. That's for employees component. Next what? Stocks about. Okay, employees. That's created. Next, NGGC stocks. Enter. Okay, next last one, NGGC about. Enter. Because these commands are very useful, right? Otherwise, we can't create every files from scratch. Okay, in React.js, no feature like this. You have to create everything from scratch. Okay, so we got the components. Let me check. Components. We have all the folders. Fine. Next, what we have to create a services. Okay. You can do one thing. You can right click on this folder, open in terminal. Okay, it open the services folder. Or else, if you know a little bit of Windows commands, cd space dot dot, and then what? Cd space services. It opens like this. Okay, you can type the commands, or better you can right click and open in the terminal. It opens here. Okay, so in a services folder, I want two services. One is employee service, stock service. So dot service not required, it comes automatically. Just give only name employee. So let's say NGGS for service, employee. Enter. Created. Next, NGGCGS stock. This is stock. Enter. Okay, done. So we got the services also. Fine. And what else required? Can we start creating the models also? Because I want to have a stock data. I want to have a employee data. So let me create a model for this employee data, just like yesterday, GitHub profile and repos, this data. But this data little clumsy, right? Can you do one thing? I just copy. Actually, you want to get the proper format. You do one thing. You can just go to, there's a website called validate JSON online. You type this. Okay. There's a website called jsonlint.com. In that you paste whatever you download now, you just paste here. While pasting, data will be like this. Okay. All are just I mean compressed data. When you validate, see, it is converted to proper object. Wow, super. I want this data. Now copy. Let me replace my dummy data with this. Okay, nice. So you can easily understand what are the fields are there. Okay. And same thing for stock. Simply copy the stock data. Go to validate JSON. Let me delete everything. Let's paste validate. It will validate and it will format also. Let me copy everything. Go back to here, delete, paste. Okay, fine, super. So we got this data and this data. This is what? Employee data. So employee data, I want what? You want model. Model means go to Upstream, models, right click on this, new, TypeScript, I employee, it's interface. Okay, so export interface, I employee. So what are the fields required? ID is a number, just 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Number. If it is a collection of alphanumeric characters, it's a string. Now it is a number. And then first name, last name, everything is string. So let me grab them. ID is a number, comma, first name is a string, and last name also string, email. So same variables we use. Okay. Gender. We can make multiple properties also while setting in the Mockery websites, but I have to select only few fields. You can select a number of fields over there for some raw data. Okay, we need some data to test. Okay, fine. So this is my iEmployee. Let's make one more that is for stock. You have market name and all. So I just create another model, right click, new, TypeScript. So I stock the stock. Okay, so export interface, I stock. What is that? ID just number here also. Got just plain 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers, and also the name remaining all string only. String name and market is string, symbol is string, sector string, country code, okay, industry string, and country code also string, country underscore code. Okay, fine. So these two all the models. So where we are now, we create empty components, we create the model, we create the services. So now let's club everything and now start with the routing concept. Okay, where we start is, I want actually this navbar, right? So to display navbar on the screen, what you do, you have to make, you need to add this. This is from app component. Okay, you get everything here. So let me go to app component.html. Previously, we used to write a nav tag like this, but now we have a app navbar. Okay, this one thing. This is a tag. I mean, this is the component custom tag. So if you write that in the app component, and we have not even start the Angular server, right? Okay. Let me start the server. I think not in services. Exit. Let me open a fresh terminal. It opens at the first app location. Yeah, npm start. Okay, it is running internally ngso with -o. This will open a browser automatically. So let's wait for that. Okay, so today we are starting a React.js batch. Okay, today we are starting React.js batch by 8 o'clock. So if you want to if you wish to see the demo, even okay, if you don't want to join the class, also no issue. But just watch the demo, because this React demo is something special. Because previously I have given many demos, right? Like React.js demo I used to upload in the YouTube, but this demo is something different, and that is useful for you guys also, because in this demo I'll just walk through, because just generally I will explain what is the concept we are going to cover, right? But in this demo I'm going to show you each and every application walkthrough, like e-commerce application walkthrough, how the complete authentication works, form validation how it works, and the token system how it works, and credit card payment how it works, routing, everything will I show you. And there also GitHub search app is there. There also big basket application is there. So same application we also do in Angular, but we have not seen the walkthrough of it, right? So in this video you can, I mean in this demo class you can see the walkthrough. Okay, so don't miss. And if you want the one minute, yeah, you have to register for that. Those who have not registered, I'll give you the link now immediately in the chat. You can register. Okay, you can just join the demo. Anyway, you have already joined the Angular, so just see the demo, because you will get some clarity what application will develop in Angular. Same application we'll do in Angular also, but you have not seen the walkthrough in Angular demo. So that's why I'm saying just watch React demo so you understand the applications and all. So I'll give you this link in the chat. Give me a minute.
I've shared the link.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you should be there.
Sorry.
Shared the link.
Yeah, I am sharing.
No, I have shared the link in chat. You can see that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You have it.
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, fine. Good. Thank you.
Thank you. No problem.
Yeah. Okay, let me check. Yeah, exactly. That is the link. Okay. So you can just register after some time. So it's gonna start by 8 o'clock exactly today. Okay, fine. Uh, If you wish to join the next batch, it will start in another, I think 20 days, 15 days. By next 15 days, one more batch is gonna start in the morning session. That is from 7 to 9. If you wish, you can join that one. But I say, please don't join that React.js batch now itself, you guys, especially this Angular guys, because you are in the initial days of Angular, right? So if you join that one also, you'll be little confusion. So once you learn proper idea about Angular, then you come for React. So I suggest you can join the next React.js batch. Okay, and also one more thing is already slot is full. Okay, already seats are full. Okay, and better you join the next one. By next 15 days is that. By the time Angular almost some concept will finish. Okay, at least just join the demo. Okay, fine. Advertisement over. Okay, let's back to the original concept. Yeah, so we connect what? Close it now. App navbar. So we got a navbar. Let me design the navbar. Okay, navbar. Open the navbar. HTML. I want let's bootstrap navbar. Let's start with nav tag. With the class navbar, navbar dark, bg danger I'll make. Okay, bg danger, and navbar expand sm. In that one container, one anchor tag, let's say slash, give the class navbar brand. What's the brand name we given? Angular routing. Okay, we'll give the same Angular routing. So let's check once. Come on, refresh, man. Oh, I have not saved. That's a refresh now. Okay, Angular routing, and beside of that we have multiple links. One is homepage, employees, talks about. Okay, below this one collapse. This bootstrap setup. Okay, you can just copy paste from bootstrap also website. Simple navbar you can copy paste. Navbar collapse. Yeah, ULLIA. Okay, this UL with the class called navbar nav. This is with the class called nav item, and this is with the class called nav link. Okay, and what is the href? Home page is slash only. I'll make its home. So let's check my home link. Yeah, home link. And just like that, I just give some space around px2 I'll make. Yeah, home. One more employees. Sorry, employees, stocks, about. That's fine. Employees. This is gonna be the stocks, and this is gonna be the about. Okay, and path. This is slash employees. This is slash stocks. This is slash about. Okay, fine. Now check. I got. Come on. I got the navbar. Fine. Now, previously what we used to do is navbar has come. So exactly below the navbar, I want when I click on home, I want to display home link. So how you used to do? You used to write app homepage. If you write a home, what happened? Home will display exactly below the navbar. Home works, right? We're not designed it, but home is there. And below that, I'll write app hyphen employees. So what happened? Employees will display. So home will display on the same page. Employees will display on the same page. And if I write app hyphen stocks, stocks also display on the same page, right? Okay, but problem is I don't want to display like this, because when I click on the home, then only home display here, only home. When I click on employee, then only employee display. When I click on stock, only stock to be displayed. That's the plan actually, right? And what are the links you have given? If you go to navbar, see, for home page slash employees slash employees, stocks slash stocks, about slash about. So whenever this particular link is made, whenever this request is made for the link, then that respective component to be loaded. That's about actually a routing configuration. So where we do the routing configuration for slash link, we have to load homepage component. For this link, I have to load employees component. This link, I have to load stocks component. So where you do the configuration of the routing is in there is a file, secret file. Till now, we have not seen that. App routing module, this file, app routing module. If you can open that, which contains a lot of information, like imports router module and exports router module, and the name is app routing module. And in this, the very important thing is this one, routes array. So here you have to mention for what is the path, what is the component to be loaded. Okay, so what I do, one thing, I just delete all this, guys. Okay, I delete these things, not required actually. Only navbar can be configured outside. Okay, for particular link. So what is your plan here? I have a plan is, what my plan is for slash I want homepage. Let's zoom it. Slash employees, I want employees component. Slash stocks, I want stocks component. And slash about, I want about component. Okay, so this is the router configuration. So where you do is in the app routing module.ts file, here in this array, you can make an object with path. Path will be just empty. And also remember, we never mention the slash in Angular. Okay, in React.js, we'll mention the slashes. In Angular, we never mention the slash. If you mention the slash, it will not work. Without mentioning the slash, it will work. So if you don't mention anything, that is nothing but a slash only. Okay, and what is that component? Will be home component. Okay, so when this path is made, home component will load. Next, comma. You can do copy paste of the previous line. So path, what is that? Slash employees. So never mention the slash in Angular, only employees. It work for slash employees only, but while configuration, never ever slash can be defined. Okay. In React, you must mention the slash. Without mentioning the slash, application will not work. Okay, that's the difference. Employees, I
If
will
we
load
have nested URL, then slash employee
nested.
slash
Yeah,
application.
employees slash something you can do. But first one, you don't need to make it.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Good question, man. Okay, so next one more slash stocks. So this is stocks component. One more next line. So about, I want to load the about component. Okay, so now I have made the complete routing configuration. This is what about routing configuration. Now check what is display. Nothing, because empty link is nothing but home page only. Nothing display. Employees, nothing display. Stocks actually is going to the path, but still nothing has come. Okay, one more thing you have to do is once you have done with the configuration, this configuration related information which is not given to the app component, it only given app navbar. So along with the app navbar, one special routing tag you have to give, that is router outlet. Okay, so this is the outlet of your complete routing configuration. Okay, this is the special one. Navbar I have not include in the routing because navbar is common for every page. Okay, only this body part is different. Okay, so only navbar I kept outside of where outside of the routing outlets and router outlet. This router outlet belongs to this part, this path. Okay, now check. We have configured navbar and then router outlet. So now based on router outlets for each link, that particular component is going to display over here. Now check home. See, home page works. Employees works. stocks, stocks works, about, about also works. Fine. So we
If
are done
there
with.
is any other page in employee or a stock, then how
Yeah, yeah.
switching works there?
I tell you. In the employee, if you click on one more link, it has to go to some other page. That's called nested links. I tell you, I talk about that. Okay. Today only, now itself. So first, let's finish this one. So home, you get the home page. Okay, let's make a proper design of the page because I don't like this empty names like that. I just make a proper application. So let me start with home page. Let me design the home page. Okay, let's make some nice full screen background image. So home component, I will write um, one division with something called page, landing page, some wrapper. What is this landing page? Is the full screen background image. In that wrapper means some dark shade is going to apply on the image, and then one more division. In that, I want to display some content. What is my content? Is some h3 with a class called display3. I write let's say welcome to Angular routing. Okay, let's check. You got the default message. Welcome to Angular routing. Oh, large text. Fine. Let's say display 4. Fine. And below that, I just write p dot lead. Let's say lorem 30 tab. Okay. And then I'll display px, some space beside of it. Okay, that's a padding. Let's check. Okay, fine. So this is the content. I want to give some background image for this. Do we have an image in application? Go to assets, images. Okay, okay. We have only card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4. I want to have nice image. Can I do one thing? I just go to my local. You can download from Google, but I just get something from my local dig drive workspace, YouTube workspace. I'll get from Bootstrap for training. In that there is a ultimate destination website. In that images, in that yeah, this one bg image. I like this image. Let me copy this. Okay, where you paste in the images folder. Okay, so this is the image. Okay, this image I wanted to be the background of this content. Okay, so I have given a classes, that is landing page and wrapper. So let me give the styles for them, and where you write the styles. You can write component specific style.css or else a global level style.css. Here we used to write already. So let's start with dot. Anyway, contact image we don't have now, right? That's for contact application. Table anyway we are using it, so keep the table as this. Dot landing page background white URL, I think dot slash what assets slash image slash bg image, no repeat scroll center. So let's check what we got. Refresh, man. Okay, we got image, but that image is not spread across. You can just say background size cover. It is covered the sides, but I want to occupy the full screen. You can just write a height 100 VH visual height. The complete visual height it will spread across. See, the complete visual height is display. Fine. And next, I want to give some dark color shade because on top of this some dark color shade I want. That is wrapper. Okay. I just give some background color RGBA, some transparent color because I want to see the background image as well. So some black color 0.8. So I think complete dark it is. Refresh. Oh, it's a too much dark. Fine. I want to occupy for the whole page. You can give something called height 100 percentage. So you get it occupy the full page. Fine. But yeah, I want it. light color. I just made 0.5. So half dark and half transparent. Okay, looks good. Fine. And what about this text color? I can just make that color to be white or white smoke. Okay, we got it here. But I want that content to be display exactly center of the page. That you can try with the Bootstrap classes. I just write quickly. The class called display flex and flex column and justify content center, align item center, text center, height 100%. Okay, now check. So you get that at the center of the page. Okay, fine. But this white color I don't want. I just get some other color. This color I want. Let me copy this color ID. Something I will make style.css make it. So let's check. Slight different color. Okay, fine. That's my home page. Okay, even if you click on any link, it will be a home page. Fine. And now let's start with employees. And I click on employees. I want to display employees. But did you observe one thing? What is that is? Actually, when we start this class, we have discussed something called single page application. What is single page? You will be having multiple links, but whatever the link you click, it will never refresh the page. But did you observe this? See here, see the page. If I click on the home, what happened? Page refresh. I click on employee, page refresh. Stock, page refresh. About, page refresh. So this is not a single page application. Okay, sir, how to make single page? I don't want to refresh. Yes, good question. So how to make that single page is in the navbar, it is not href. See anchor tag only, but not href. Until unless you give href attribute, it will keep refreshing the page in Angular also. Okay, so how to change this is simple. Instead of href, you can just give something called router link. That is from Angular. Okay, so let me replace all hrefs with router link. That's it. So if you give anchor tag href with router link, now let's check something magic. Okay, home page. Did you see page refresh? No. Employees, stocks, about. So whatever the link you click is going to different components, but not the page refresh. That's a single page application. Okay. So remember this router link. Fine. And then employees, let's start now. Some information about employees. So go to in the router employee component HTML. Let's start with container, one row, single column p.h3 employees information. Okay, so p.leader, the say lorem30 tab. Okay, and what else? You can give some margin of 3, and you can also give some class. Give the class call. Sorry, text to danger. Okay, let's check. Yeah. So employees information here, I want to display a table which contains all the employees data. So before you display the employees information in a table format, we have to get the data. And how you get the data? Using service. Okay, so let's start with the service to get data from our taken URL, this URL. Okay, so now let's configure the service and then we'll inject the service to our application. Okay, so let's start with service now. What service? Let me close all these guys. Why required close other? Okay, services, app services, employee services. Yep, here we all know how to add, how to get data from HTTP. So first you need to depend on HTTP client module. I have already done that. You can just see here, HTTP client module already there. So I can just use it now. So first of all, you just make here private HTTP client of type HTTP client. Okay, so now let me get all the employees. Get all employees. Okay, what's the method? Public get all employees. It's a method. Yeah, here what you do, let data URL of type string is going to be the URL. We have already brought the URL. That is the first one. Let me copy this. Go to here. I'll just paste the URL. Okay, then. After this, this dot HTTP client dot get data URL dot pipe and then retry of one comma the catch error. We don't have error handler. Let me grab it from the previous application because why you want to type again. The drive workspace, Angular evening, fundamentals, GitHub search, SRC, app, services, this one. Same function, so no change. Let me grab it as it is. Copy, go here and then paste it here somewhere outside. Okay, I think you need to import it. This also you have to import. Done. So let's call this method when you have an error. So this dot handle error. Done. And something observable you have not made of type observable. And this is what? It's an array of employees. So I employee we have already taken employee array. Okay, and this must be return statement. And this also should return the same story. So employee I employee array. Okay, fine. So we are done with this return statement required. So we are done with this function. Okay. Can we also do same thing for stock? Because better, because we already come to the service now. Let me do same story for stocks. Simply copy everything from here. Copy this. Go to stock service. Stock service. Let me replace. Okay, and let me change something. What is that? Get all stocks, and this is get all stocks. Okay, and URL is different. URL is going to be, where is the URL? Oh, what man? This is the URL. Yeah, copy this, and the URL I'm gonna paste here. Okay, done. Next, get all stocks, but not this is I employee. This is I
Type.
stock. Yeah, I stock array, and this is also I stock array. That's it, right? Anything else? Yeah, fine. Same function, and yeah. So this is finish. This is finish. Okay, fine. Now what? On this page, I want to get the data from service. So how to get the data? You need to inject the employee service to the employees component, and then you can use it. So what I do, I just create public employees of type I employee array. Okay, and then you can just take some empty array for initial value. I just say private. Let me inject the service. What service? Employee service of type employee service. I got it. And let me do one thing. I just say here this dot when the page loads. Okay, no event required. Just when the page loads. So employee service dot get all employees. No to pass any parameter. Just say dot subscribe to the service so that you get the data from the server. Here you receive the data, and that data I'm going to assign to my local variable called employees. So this dot employees is going to be the data. Fine. And along with that, I just create another variable public error message of type string is equal to just empty string. Don't declare also, no problem. Comma another function that returns an error. So this dot error message is equal to error. Fine. Okay. So This is the fetch data from the service, and we have data in the local variable called employees. Now what I do, this employees I want to display in a table format here. First I'll see at least raw data, is it got or not. So you go to HTML, somewhere in the next row, I'll just make a column, I'll just write a pre-tag, expression, employees of type JSON. Just use JSON filter to display data in a proper format. Now check, when the page loads, I got data. Perfect. So you are getting this data from the server. Okay, but I don't want to display this data just like raw data. I want to convert in a table format. Table, very simple. You can just make a table. So table with ng4 and all will write. So table with a class called table dark, no, table danger, and text center, table striped. What else? I think that's okay. T head, table row, th star 6 tab. First one is serial number and the name of the person. Name, right? What else? One second. Where is that? Yeah, name, not name. First name, last name, email, gender, IP address, country. Okay. First name, caps. First name and last name. What, man? People are joining now. What, man? Already 1 hour is over. First name, last name, email. और क्या है? Gender, IP address. One more. I think country. Country. Okay. COUN. Okay, fine. What fine? You got something. That's only headers, right? Okay. Let's make a data. T head with a class called not uppercase, lowercase, BG dark text to white. Okay. T body table row. Okay, table row you have to repeat, right? How to repeat? Ng star. Star ng for let employee of employees. Okay, you can make table data. I know sometimes our ng4 is giving problem for this batch. Okay, fine. So TD, let's say what? Everything is there here. No need to write ID index also. Let's say employee dot ID. Okay, let's check all the IDs now. Back here. Yes, you got all the IDs up to 25 employees. We got it. Let's make all these details also. Let's make TD. Let's say employee dot first name. Let's make multiple. Employee dot first name, last name, gender. I think email, gender, IP address, and country. Okay, now check. Fine. So we got data and we have displayed here. Fine. Okay. So now check home page. We got this. Employees. We got this. That's fine. But one more thing is I want to do one more thing. What is that is? Okay. Just link is fine. What's my plan is when I have a first name, right? When I just click on the first name, just like the contact tab. Contact tab, what happened when I click on the row? That data will display beside it, right? Just like that. What's my plan is I want to just click on the first name link. Okay, when I click on the person name, it has to redirect to some other page. There I want to display only that person details, like nice card format. Okay, so when I click on this name, I want to go to some other page. There I want to display the format. Okay, sir, how can you display that? Display purpose, one more component required. But how you display particular employee? Because every employee is having a unique serial number. Okay, it's not index, it's a serial number. Okay, because if you can see here, ID is there. but we have 1234 ID, but in future we'll be having some UUID. It's like a collection of alphanumeric numbers. Fine. It is we have an ID for that. So when I click on this name, I want to redirect to some other page, and there I want to display that particular row. What to do is very simple. And as per the as per the REST API terminology, if you make slash employees, make an employees, all employees will be displayed. If you want to display a single employee, the path will be like this: slash employees slash ID. So whatever ID you give, that particular single employee is going to be displayed. So what we have to do is this we have to configure, and that too, this ID is going to be dynamic. So if I say one, first employee, if I say two, second employee, like that. So how to configure the dynamic path? See here, go to, but we need a component also, no? We need a component
Sorry,
also, no?
Naveen, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
wanted to see like if there are if the screen has like 100 records, can we filter like only 10 records and in the next page?
Yeah. That concept we'll see in the coming classes
Okay,
that
okay,
I have not included here.
okay.
Like pagination, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Pagination actually deal with the database. From database itself, we have to do that search query.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So let's create a separate component to display a single employee. So what is that? I'll make is employee hyphen details page. Okay, separate component. So let's create that now. I will go to terminal. I create. Okay, I'll do one thing. I just go to components, right click, open in terminal. So nggc employee hyphen details. Okay, it means when I click on a particular name, I want to display this component on the screen. Okay, employee details. Come on. Yeah, it's created. So now I have to configure what for this particular ID. I want to display this component. Where you can configure, you have to configure in the same app routing module. So for example, employees. So anything with start colon ID. So why I'm giving colon ID is that is dynamic. So employees is static. Suppose if I give one, what happened? First employee, two, second employee, three, third employee, because we don't know the number, right? It can be something, sometimes this type of number also. Okay, so how you make the dynamic is colon ID. You can just colon name, whatever, but as for our example, it's ID is a dynamic. Okay, ID. So what you want to load there? Employee details component. Okay, fine. So we have configured that, and now let's also make a configuration here. What is that is when I click on the name of the person, I want to redirect to that page. So how do you have to convert this like a link? How to convert is go to employee component. Yeah, this first name. I do one thing. I just get this name. I'll make a anchor tag, and that too with router link slash employees slash, you have to give the ID of it, employees.id. Okay, and then name is here. So I have made that name with the ID, this link I have given. So you can check now all this. I think it has to refresh, not refresh. Yeah. Okay. See here in the left side bottom here in this position. If I keep a cursor, you get employee slash one. Now employee slash two, employee slash three. So whatever ID will be there, that ID will come there. Okay. So fine. When I click on that name, it's gone to employee details page, employee slash one. Okay. So when I click on this guy 20, so 20 like that. But I can't see this name properly because I don't know where from where I have given the link. So let me give some different color for that. You
Can
can give,
we fix that to entire row?
yeah, we can do that. For the row, you can make it. For the row itself, you can keep in anchor tag. You can do that.
Oh, in tier tag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I just made only name as a link. So when I click on this name, it go to that page. Fine. So now when I click on this, I got this page. Fine. I want to display that particular data. And if you can recollect, in the employees page, complete data is there, right? Now, when I click on this name, only number has come. And that one thing is how can I get that number here? And also using that one, how can I filter my entire array and to fetch that particular object of that ID? How? First, let's see how can I get this URL parameter ID in this page. That's a long story. Let me go to employee details component here, TS file. Yep. So if you want to get, if you want to get this particular URL parameter, you need to inject a separate class that's called activated route. Just see this. This is very, very important. Activated route. Okay, that is of type class called activated route. So using this object, you can fetch this particular data. So how? I show you. Let me create something. I create a public employee ID of type number because my ID is coming as a number there. Is equal to just take nothing. So what I do, I need to fetch the URL one. So how can I fetch this? This dot activated root dot. There is something called paramap dot subscribe. Inside you have a function. So this function will give a parameter called param of type param map, capital param map. Yep. So this params contain the data. I'm going to assign that to my local variable employee ID is equal to params dot get method of ID. This way. Why I have given ID is in the routing configuration I given ID. That's why you have to say get of ID. If you make a name here, a name is dynamic, you have to say get of name. Okay, but you are getting a problem here. It says is string cannot be converted to number. Okay, I tell you, every website, this URL is a string. Okay, even any partial data you retrieve from there, that is also string. It means this one is coming for me in a string format, but what is declared here, it's a number. You can convert that. You can just say number of, generally string only, but for our example is a number. So you get the employee ID. So you want to see the employee ID, you can go to HTML, you can print it. Let's say H1 tag, let's say employee ID. Okay, let's check. So you got the one. Okay, this one you got. If you want to see for any other, let me search for Ali 20. I got it, right? Let me search for something else, 22. I got 22. Okay, so you can receive the URL parameter using this activated route. This is the story. Fine. But what my question is, sir, I don't want to display the number. I want to display the particular object. Simple thing. In my, how can I get that is, anyway, service is giving all the list of employees. In that, why can't you filter with this ID? Obviously, you can do that. Okay. Generally, the real server will contain separate method to fetch a particular record, but we have only one method to fetch all the records. Okay, so let me pass on the ID to fetch the data. Okay, so let's do that. Or else can we do something in the, one second, can we do something in the service, very service? Yeah, service. We have a method to get all the stocks, right? But I don't want all the stocks. I want only one stock. I think you can't do here because this URL is for made for all the stocks only. So you can't write anything here because this is not our website. If it is our website, we can make our own link to fetch data. We can filter at server level and we can provide. But we don't have any option like that. Okay, no problem. I can fetch it all data and I'll filter in my component itself. Okay, I have an ID, right? Let me fetch data from the service, all the records, and only I filter this ID. So what I do, let me declare dependency, private employee service, employee service of employee service. Okay. Now what I do is, let me declare a variable also to catch hold of my particular employee. So public employee, not employee, let's give some proper name, selected employee, employee of type I employee. Okay, just an object. Okay, so what I do here is this dot employee service dot get all the employees, because we have only one method to fetch it, dot subscribe. So here you will receive a data. So let me get the data. So I'll just say, but this data is a array, right? Let me say let all employees of type I employee array is equal to data. So I have data here. So now what you do, I don't want all the data. I want only particular employee based on this ID. So you can simply do that. You can say this dot selected employee is equal to all employees dot find the method of array. So inside you get each employee, and you can just return employee, each employee dot id is matched with my employee id. This is this dot employee id, this dot employee id. Okay, so what I have made is, I made a find function. I have written the arrow function. So for every iteration, whoever the id matched with my local employee id, if it is matched, it returns the object that I showed with my local employees. Fine. So let me see this. What is the content of it? Copy that. Go to HTML. I'll just paste that in a JSON format. Now check, are we able to get the proper data? Go check. Not 22. I got object. Let me try. So back here, some Cristiano something. I got Cristiano, and Maddie. I got Maddie. Perfect. Okay, and Rennie. I got it. This is how you filter. And I don't want this format. Let's make a proper design of it. So what you do, let's make one container. Actually, you can simplify this also. One second. If you go here, uh, we have taken local variable, and that we are iterating. Actually, that local variable itself is data, right? So can I do one thing? Data dot find. I don't need this also. Single line you can do. Just filter of array. You still get the data. Are you get? No. Oh, I have removed the statement. Okay, I just make some select employee of type JSON. You will get. You can simplify the code. Okay, so you got the data. Perfect. So let's do one thing. Container row single column. Let's add p dot h3 margin top 3. Let's say employee details p dot lead. Let's say lorem 30 tab, and also um, let's make let me give the class called text to danger. Okay, let's check employee details. So I want to display in a proper what, a card with details. Okay, or else what you want to do. Okay, I got a nice idea. What I do is, because we don't have image, if we have image we can display properly, so we don't have image. So one row single column, I make one in the row, I just make a card header. Card header is a class now, and card body. card body. Let's check. Fine, and you can make a condition for this also. You can just say star ng if select employee. If employee is there, you can print it. Okay. And the card header, I want to make BG danger, and the text white. Let's display the name of the person. Okay, so p.h4 name. So selected employee dot first name, and also selected employee dot last name. So you can display the name of the person. That is 19th person is this one, and also data. I do one thing here. I want to maximize this number here because we don't have image here. So I just maximize the number. So one row, call MD just 3, call MD 9. Okay, in this here I write h1 tag with a class called display1. I just write one badge, and badge danger. Let me give the ID, that is select employee dot ID. Now check. Yeah, looks good. Along with that, I want right side some data. So you just make some UL tag li. I just make you the class called list group with the class called this group item. Okay, so what you write? Let's say name again. Name how? Simple. Select employee dot first name and also select employee dot last name. Okay, that's the name. Copy this and paste. Name, email, something. Name, email. Email will be just a shortcut. We don't need multiple like this. Name. This is gonna be the email. This is gonna be the, I don't know. It's gender. Gender, IP address, not UP. IP address. IP address and country. COUNTRY. This is gender. This is IP address. This is country. Okay, let's check. You got the data. Okay, fine. And if you want to give some nice colors, but it looks complete reddish color, no? You can give extra class. But man, people join in now. Copy this. Okay, I want to keep this center of the row where you can do align items center. Okay, looks good. Now what is my plan is I need to have a back button. When I click on the back button, I want to go to the employees page. How? Simple. You can make a link over there where we make a link in the card body. Yeah, in the card body. Before I close the card body, I make an anchor tag with the router link. So what's the link for employees page? That's slash employees, right? And you can just give the class called btn minus danger and btn minus 6, btn minus sm. Let's say back. Okay, let's check. So this is a complete routing. Now just click on a back button, back to employee. So Cristiano, I got Cristiano number 1, back button. And I click on this Rennie, got it, back button, fine. Let me display some nice spinner also. That looks good actually. Spinner. I left the stocks for you. You can try the stocks. Okay. If time is there, I'll do it. Spinner. How to get a spinner? We have already added that module, a spinner module. Let me check. Just like yesterday, we had a spinner. Okay. App module. We have a spinner, NGX spinner module already there in the imports array. Fine, we can start using it. You know how to do it? Employees component, you need to inject the service private ngx service, or just say ngx spinner of type ngx spinner service. Okay, and I have to call it. So before I call the server, I say this dot ngx spinner dot show, and once you fetch the data, I will make this dot ngx spinner dot hide. But I need to have the spinner. How? I think we have done the tag right yesterday. Where is that? In the src app components GitHub app. I think HTML we have it. Yeah, let me copy this. Open the HTML. This tag, yeah, this tag copy. Go to our component HTML somewhere at the top. You can display. Okay, now check. You will get spinner. Yeah, fine, looks good. But when I click on this, also I want spinner. Okay, let me do same story for employee details also. Copy that. Go to employee details page, not that one. Details page, HTML. Let's add at the starting. Okay, and also you have to write something in the component. What is that? Oh, we have already two services. Let's add one more service. Private ngx spinner of type ngx spinner service. So when you want, I just write somewhere here. Okay, ngx. Yeah, this dot show, and when you fetch this proper data, once you're done with that, this dot ngx spinner dot hide. Then now check. Yeah, so we got this dal back Kathleen back. This is something weird, no? Okay, fine.
Hello,
So
David.
uh, uh,
Sorry for this. What is the use of param map function?
param param map to get the data from the URL. This one, this is the parameter, URL parameter. Okay, so activated route using this class dot param map. So this is gonna fetch you the data which is there in the URL. Okay, so dot param. So what is the parameter which is there? You get it. So from there you will
Suppose
get
if we
the
are if we are providing more than two parameters, so how can we mention that? Now we are taking ID one parameter. So if I want to provide two or more parameters,
two or
so
more
that time,
parameter means idea.
uh, so
Uh,
now we are putting the condition as ID.
ID. Okay,
Uh,
actually we given this here, no? In the one second. See, in the routing module we give an ID there. That's why we are fetching ID. If you give something called name dynamic, you can get that using that get of name. You get the name like that.
my question is,
Uh,
my parameters are more than one.
uh,
So that time, how can we mention here? Here we are providing paramap, right?
yes, yes, yes. Actually, you can just print this object so you understand what will be there inside. For example, I do a console dot log of param. So let's see what is this params contains. Okay, so can we go to console? There is some problem. Found synthetic property fade in. Please include either browser animation module fade in now. From where it is? I think this is from NGX Spinner. Okay, Spinner itself is having the problem. Oh, okay, okay. So browser animation module to be imported. Oh, okay. Fine. Can I try this once again? Go to some problem with the spinner module, but they have not given documentation then. One minute, app module. Let's say what they're expecting. Browser animation module. Okay. Let's say import browser animation module from Angular platform specific animation. Okay. Let me declare as an import statement. Okay. It will solve the error, I hope. Come on, refresh. Maybe it's still building. Yeah, it's still building. Actually, we have not checked this error yesterday, right? Okay. Yeah, it's done. Any console. Yeah, it's now no error. I think, yeah, it's fixed. Fine. And yeah, we have to click on this guy. Okay, we got this. This is the object. So what is object I have printed is a router outlet template. I think I have to restart. Some problem occurs. There's some problem with that spinner module only. Okay. Let's leave it. So what I'm doing is here I have done the console.log of params. So what is the URL parameter object? So I got the console log in that params. Okay, so params contains an object ID1. Suppose if you provide something else, if I have something slash, but that slash will not work. You have to give a separate URL out there in the routing. Okay, can I say question mark name is equal to John? Yeah, now check. ID has come. Keys array. Okay. I think the props has not come. Okay, yeah, I tell you. Actually, this param is only giving that this ID. It's not giving the URL parameters. Let me just check it. Okay, I think I forgot. Something will be there except a param map. You need to get this particular data. It's only retrieving this particular ID. So that's what is coming. Okay, let me look for it. Okay, but some problem is showing in the thing in this process. Um, Actually, this complete application got messed up because of this spinner. Okay, so that is a culprit. Yeah, let me try restarting. I hope that fixed the issue. Npm start.
Can we send more than one params from the URL
Yeah, we can.
which we have binded to component?
Yes, we can. We can make in the routing actually here slash colon
Colon
ID and
slash
slash. Yeah, slash something else. You can provide name like
no,
that.
employees colon ID. Okay. Then slash to it will go to next page.
Which one? This one. No. Employee slash. This is the
If
this is the dynamic now.
employees slash okay. And
No,
if I want to send one more param in employees slash page.
one more param. Actually, you can do like this. Just like yesterday, we have sent something, right? We had a question mark. With that URL parameter, you can send. I think it's like this.
Question mark and
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I
So we
think
send
Naveen,
like
like,
this now.
sorry to interrupt.
Hmm.
This is a different scenario, right? Because like based on clicking that particular person, we are
Hmm.
triggering one parameter to
Yes.
display the complete details of that particular
Yes.
user, right?
Yes.
So I think like what question he's asking, maybe like if you want to send multiple results
Multiple
through,
data.
so that might be some other scenario, right?
Yes. Correct. this is to get the particular employee, we can make this ID as a number. If you want to send some extra details along with that, you will be sending like this question mark. We sent yesterday, right? So client ID is equal to something we provided. And so this is URL parameters. So this is different. Okay, I talk about this once we start with the routing with modules, but this is up to now. Okay, I think
Yeah,
it's
Navin,
also,
if we provide more than one parameter
hmm.
in the routing, so we need to mention that parameters in the function, paramap function.
Paramap, which one here?
Yeah, here we are providing only one, right? We are
One,
providing
yes,
ID.
yes, yes.
So if
If,
I provide name also,
that you will
so
get in this object only. Params is an object, no, you get only one property, that's called ID. If you provide something else, that will be inside of this one. For example, I make this slash colon name is there something. Okay,
okay,
ID also different, ID also dynamic, name also dynamic. So if
yeah,
you do in this way, uh, once again, if I go to this details, yeah, I have made a console log. Now check. Let me go to, let me inspect console. Okay, so when I click on that particular person, anyway, this will not work because I given a proper some different URL. So I just type manually, for example, 19 slash John something different. So that case, you will be getting, yeah, console.log. In that, see, you
Use
have
and
both.
instead of slash.
You have both. That is different, man. That is different. And is different. And is not with the param map. Okay, I'm just telling
Okay.
dynamic paths inside of this slashes. That is a param map. Extra properties, that is different. Okay, that I talk about get and post request with Angular. Okay, I hope that this you ask like for
yeah,
proper
we
dynamic
we
URLs. You can
yeah,
make
Navin,
like this.
we need to mention colon before parameter,
Yes, yes,
every
exactly.
parameter.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just make my application up to ID. Only ID is dynamic. Fine. So application is working. No more errors. I hope. Go to home. Page is working. Yep. Home page is working. Employees. Got it. Actually, why this is getting refresh? Okay, I have two tabs. Okay, go here. Let's say stocks. Stocks I have not made. You do one thing. So based on this employee setup, like multiple employees, and this, you can do the same story in the stocks also, right? So get a particular stock and display. So this stocks, you can take it as a task, and about us page, you can just make some static content about some dummy text or something. Okay, so that you will get the complete application. Okay, so I'm done with this. So we have a lot of more concepts on routing also. We have to discuss the routing with lazy loading, and we have to discuss routing with modules concept. We have to create a separate modules like employees separate module, stock separate module, like that. So I hope that we'll discuss by tomorrow. Okay, and please note, tomorrow we have class. Okay, on Saturday we have class because I have taken many leaves in between. So we have class tomorrow, and tomorrow we are discussing the same routing example with modules. Okay, and Sunday will be holiday, and Monday we'll discuss some other concepts. Okay, fine. I hope that makes clear. Fine. That's it enough for today's class, and we'll meet tomorrow. Right. Thank you.